of
Because
this
I had recently just started. I'd recently just started smoking my cigarettes again that I can only get in Wichita. So I smoked them too much, and they're only $1.50 a pack, bro. I can't bitch and complain for a 20 pack.
Speaking of coughing and getting this thing going, we're coming up on a pretty special anniversary date.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Oh,
should,
yeah? What's that?
it is the anniversary of this great.
You like that, old man? You want a piece of me?
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Good morning, Vietnam! I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I feel the need for speed.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
You do? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Happy Tuesday, moviegoers. Welcome to episode 360. Welcome to Happy Gilmore 2. You're listening to a new episode of the SANDMAN Movie Podcast. I am your host, Juan, joined by the cast, the crew, the golf members, Ed.
Hey, how's it going?
Jay.
Just so you know, I snipped my hips ligament so that way I could swim harder in this episode. Just so you know that.
I had to snip a certain kind of ligament just to stay awake during this movie.
Start digging in your butt, twin.
Oh,
you know, we'll
bro.
get...
I put this movie on at 3:00 in the morning, and we have to definitely discuss this.
Well, yeah, we'll get into it, but man, last week was so hectic. It felt like the episode of the Fantastic Four was never going to happen. It felt like just a crazy, crazy week. So if you guys watched or listened to last week's episode, thank you. It was a little bit of a struggle, but go back. July was a jam-packed month, so go back and listen to all of our episodes in the archives. Last week we did discuss Fantastic Four First Steps. So if you want to listen to that episode, go back wherever you listen to podcasts at and listen to that episode in the archives. You can find all of our links in our social media pages. Ed, how do they find those links? What are the social media pages?
Man, that's pretty easy. Go to facebook.com/The SANDMAN Movie Podcast. That is TheCineMoviePodcast. Instagram /The SANDMAN Movie Podcast as well. X is X/SANDMAN405. And email, of course, is CINEMEN921@gmail.com. Hit us up. We love to hear from you. We love to hear suggestions.
Without that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you just like to hit up me alone, just say what's up. Be like, hey, what's up? We'll talk after the show on that one. How you can get a hold of me there.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a fun episode last week. Join me and Zach. We talked all about Fantastic Four. 2 weeks ago, me and Jay had a fun conversation on I Know What You Did Last Summer. So dig into it.
Oh, yeah, we ripped that shit out of that movie. I didn't get the rate Fantastic Four. But I will sit there and say today, since, I wasn't on, I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. Zach gave it a 5. I gave it a 4.5. So fairly a decent movie all the way around. So if you guys want to go back and listen
Galactus was beat way too easy.
This is true. Other than that, we can get to some recent watches. I haven't really mentioned many recent watches in the last few weeks because I have been packing up, moving everything, but we can go ahead and talk some recent watches. Ed, we haven't talked to you since like June, so that should be fun. Over the last 2 weeks, I've checked out Fantastic Four, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and Happy Gilmore 2. So if I had to recommend anything, I think they already took the first Happy Gilmore off of Netflix. That's why I'm like, own your physical media.
I
Uh,
I think so. Since the last day was July 31st, I believe.
yeah, that's dumb. And then Happy Gilmore 2, that's the easiest to that's the easiest to access. So go check out Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. I did check out episode 1 of WWE Unreal. And then
Dude,
I did
I don't
too.
I don't want to dig in too much because I'm only halfway through the first episode. And
dude,
then
I went through. I'll just go ahead and say it. I've been through all 5 episodes, and it's so amazing. I won't say anything else. It's just so amazing.
and then Fantastic Four First Steps. Go check that out in theaters. So Jay, let's lead that into you, Jay.
All right. Well, I recently went through and watched all the WWE Unreal specials. There were 5 episodes. I stayed up until the sun came up whenever, because I was just waiting for that to hit, and I was like, "Oh, it's time! It's time!" And I sat there and started it off from that first episode on. Bro, I was invested. I even messaged Juan at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, "Dude, 2 episodes in, you got to watch this," knowing he was in bed, but I knew he would get it later on.
Mm-hmm.
That show absolutely unreal if you're a WWE fan or just a wrestling fan in general, or just a fan of wanting to find out what the WWE product's all about behind the scenes and how they all put it together. It just beautiful. It's beautiful work. I went through and watched a show called Mr. Robot with Rami Malek and Christian Slater. I went through all 4 seasons, busted through all of them. That was about 42 episodes. I was satisfied with the ending. Not completely satisfied with the ending, but I was satisfied with how things went with that show. It starts off strong, ends strong, has a very strong cast, and for things that they were able to do on USA Network, they got away with a lot on this network. After that, I went through and watched that 90s show. Huge fan of that 70s show. I've seen the first season of that 90s show, but now since it's been canceled, I was like, screw it, let's go back through it. Let's check and see what that 90s show is all about. I'm a little upset to where they left off at. You know, Leia gets to come and live with Red and Kitty for the school year, and that's where season 4 would have picked up with her living with Red and Kitty for the school year. And that's where the show ends. And then I sat there and watched the revival. The first 10 episodes last night, I didn't sleep a wink. I sat there and watched all 10 episodes of King of the Hill. There's a couple problems that I have with the show, but overall, I'm glad King of the Hill's back. It was great.
Ed?
And movie-wise, I haven't really watched anything, but I'm getting ready to do that next week.
Same. I'm getting ready to just dig in. Ed, what about you?
Start digging in your butt, twin. Nah, oh, my bad. You're a little too older for that one. My bad. No, so I haven't been doing a ton, but been digging into some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, the remake. They've
Have you
added
unlocked
a few
any
parts. Huh?
Have you unlocked anybody? Have you unlocked anyone?
You know, I gotta go for Bam right off the bat. I mean, come on now. And then TMNT got that.
I was about
character.
to say, how do you unlock Michelangelo?
You buy it.
You buy that. Well, hell, that's an easy unlock then.
Exactly. There's a ton of stuff to go ahead and buy. Clothes. There are hats, helmets, shoes. They kind of bring back the Fat Tongues. They bring back the classic Vans. They bring in the New Balance and stuff like that. Adidas shoes and all that good junk. They bring back all kinds of different
the Jinko jeans.
Not the Jinko jeans, no. Not necessarily that.
Come on.
I know. Not only that, but one of the elements that was left out is element skateboarding. I was a little disappointed in that, but reading on, I found out the element had dumped Bam a few years back. So that may be a part of it. I don't know.
It was because of his drug use and all that stuff. Yes.
His falling out with skateboarding.
Yes.
I think I'm 70% on 3 and 62% or something like that on 4. So going pretty good. I've beat almost every park, gotten quite a few of the secrets unlocked, but still a lot more to go. So other than that, Jurassic World Rebirth, of course, gone and watched that in theaters. It was actually just after y'all had done the episode, so there is that. Happy Gilmore 2, of course, got man. I thought it was good.
I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.
I thought it was crazy with the differences in a lot of the dinosaurs that they're making. Spinosaurus now is a partially aquatic dinosaur helping out the Mosasaurus, so that was kind of cool.
But even the T-Rex was aquatic as well in this one because he swam.
It was a very decent swimmer. There was some questionable actions to me. That's just me though. Moving the plot on, as well as I thought it was kind of cool that the Lloyd Noble Museum is actually the little Triceratop cousin, if you will. They are having the real life skeleton or skull of one at the Lloyd Noble Museum to check out. So there is that. That's kind of cool.
That's a Norman, correct?
Yep. So different stuff like that. I'd go ahead and give it maybe a 3.5 out of 3.5 out of 5, but it is coming up very soon. As far as movies go, Happy Gilmore 1 and 2, I've checked both of those out. Grown Ups 1 and 2 for that matter.
I hate those movies.
I like them. I don't know. It just, yeah. I haven't been doing a ton of stuff. I am waiting tomorrow, of course, for the premiere of Wednesday season 2. I have gone ahead and finished Wednesday like for the 5th time now. I am also, like a ton of people out there in the world, waiting on Stranger Things, the final season. So there is that. I've finished that again. For like
one of our cousins is waiting on Twisted Metal season 2.
That one's out. I've watched the first 2 episodes. That one's out.
Our cousin was one of our cousins was like, I've watched season 1, but I can't watch season 2 until my wife gets off of work. I'm like, oh that sucks.
Yep.
She works doubles all week, so he won't be able to get until Friday.
Man,
that sucks. My wife ain't into it, so I kind of get the freedom on that one.
I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 1, and they were absolutely great. It was whenever they were fighting Samoa Joe character in Vegas or whatever it was.
Yeah, I find it cool that he plays Sweet Tooth. It's kind of crazy.
It makes perfect sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. And then when he lights his head on fire in the first one, it's just like, oh my god, they're going full ham with this. So there's also Twisted Metal season 2 to look out for. There's a lot that has been going on, but that's at least kind of a small recap for me, for that matter.
A broad approach to what you've been into.
Yeah. Among other things, kind of just
I don't know if you guys seen this, but August 25th or 26th, around there, that new Warner Brothers is going to re-release Batman, and Batman Returns into AMC theaters only in Dolby Atmos cinemas. It's a double bill. And then around August 17th as well, Ninja Turtles, the original from 1990, has its 35th anniversary screenings at all cinemas. And I look forward to both of those.
I think I'm making the switch over from Regal Unlimited to AMC A-List.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the difference on that?
So it's like it's $5 cheaper. And then now with AMC, you only can see 4 movies a week. But I'm like, you can only see 4 movies a week. But I'm like, I only go once or twice a week anyway. But the good thing I like about AMC A-List is it's a little cheaper, and it doesn't matter if it's IMAX, Dolby Vision, or what, or if it's a Fathom re-release. All those are included.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
That would be definitely worth it. Because I'm in Wichita right now, and I don't know where any AMC theaters are around me. I have 2 Regal cinemas around me and a couple other just Cornball Cinemas, and
there's an AMC like 3-minute drive for me now, and it's like I think I'm gonna make the change because I
Hey,
can go Dolby Vision, IMAX, and it's all included in the AMC A list. So,
hell
but
yeah.
man, it's really hard to sit there and compete against what people consider regal in certain places. What we consider regal in Oklahoma and Wichita are the Warren Cinemas, and those are class act cinemas.
yeah. So, but anyway, let's dig into the Jewish meat and potatoes of today's episode. That's what we're here for. We're talking about Happy Gilmore 2. Currently on IMDb, it's got a 6.2 out of 10, a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 2.8 on Letterboxd, and currently right now starring Adam Sandler, Julie Bowen, Christopher McDonald, Benny Safdie, Ben Stiller, Bad Bunny, John Daly, Haley Joel Osment, Dennis Duggan, Jackie Sandler, Sadie Sandler, Sonny Sandler, Maxwell Friedman, Philip Schreider, and then you have tons and tons of cameos, including like Kevin Nealon, Steve Buscemi, directed by Kyle Newacek, and Happy Gilmore revisit Happy Gilmore's golf career after his win in the Tour Championship as he tries to raise money for his daughter's ballet classes.
Before we talk about how the movie is, can we sit there and say it did almost 47 million views opening weekend?
Number one movie in the history of Netflix opening week. So
47 million views.
Yeah.
When the Sandman comes up, he comes hard.
And people laughed at Adam Sandler when he signed that deal with Netflix. Like, who's going to watch Netflix Adam Sandler movies? Well, 47 million people did, evidently.
I'm going to go first, honestly. I've only seen it the one time, and if I have to be real with me, you guys know how much of a Sand fan I am. I kept looking at my clock. I kept looking at my watch. I was bored through the whole movie, and I just could not wait for it to be over. So if I had to say anything right off the bat, I'm going to go with disappointment. Jay, what about you? What'd you think as soon as it was over?
Too long. They're about 20 minutes too long.
Ed?
Nepo. Or Nepo, yeah, sure.
But yeah,
nepotism.
We're 17 minutes into the episode. If you guys haven't seen it, who doesn't have Netflix, go check it out. It's on Netflix. Everything after 18 minutes is going to be spoiler, heavy. Yeah, I was completely disappointed in the whole movie. From start to the whole, like, the only thing I liked about it, honestly, was the little flashbacks that you got from what happened at the end of Happy Gilmore until his wife dies, technically. I think killing off the wife was kind of like, I don't know.
That was a stupid thing to do, in my opinion. I thought it was a very stupid thing to do. And
the only reason I see is that they weren't able to get her back,
But the thing was, they did get her back. They had her back, but they only used her for less than a week?
Yeah.
The film, and then the one biggest thing is I keep hearing Eminem's in this movie. Eminem's so great in this movie. I'm like, Eminem was in this movie for like 90 seconds. Shut up. He was not in the movie.
Well, the other thing I get too is, like, I understand Sandler wanting to put like some cameos in there, and the callbacks to the first movie was unbelievably just annoying. Like,
thick.
It was way too thick. And then the Bad Bunny.
But how else are you supposed to know this is supposed to be a sequel?
There's two. There's the number 2 in the title.
Yeah, what they try to do, but this is my understanding from my point of view, is what they try to do was sit there and add those clips of past events in there, so that way whoever hadn't seen Happy Gilmore can sit there and go, "Oh, that happened. Okay, yeah." But for us, the viewer that grew up with Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore, we didn't give a shit. We already knew. You guys, we don't care.
But you know what? Too, also, like, I feel like that's on Netflix's like probably issue. Like, if you know that you might have the rights to stream the first movie before the second one comes out, like, do you really have to go back and have that many callbacks and that many issues and that many rehashes of the first movie?
Apparently
In a
so.
way, yes. In a way, so
And
far from what I've read, most general people like the movie because of that reason. They were reminded because they didn't need to rewatch the first one.
I did like the movie. I
I was half and
understand.
half with it.
Like, I can understand why somebody wouldn't like it. I understand why some people would. It's more of one of those that the cameos were a little overwhelming at times with how thick and how much it was, or how many there were. But at the same time, I think it was just good-hearted, fuck it kind of comedy that introduced a new way to think of golfing and all that good stuff, a new rehash. Because honestly, you kind of got to blame it on the times a little bit, because everybody wants neon and flashy and explosions, and this is very much WWE meets golf in my eyes. And
I
I
agree
mean,
with you. But that
simply adding,
storyline came way too late in the story.
yeah,
Like,
So
we're getting it. It
is-
was like the last 30 minutes is about how that league is trying to take over.
now you
And the
guys,
rest of us is just happy trying to become normal again.
some of you guys
Yeah.
might keep up with actual like sports times. I only keep up with a few. Is that a legit thing that's going on in golf right now?
No,
Like,
no,
it's
no,
so that
no.
okay.
This
So
was
then
just
I
made up
mean,
for the movie to make it more.
made up league then.
Yes, it's just a made up league to sit there and try to sit there and go, how can we make golf even more edgier than when Happy Gilmore was around? Because golf was considered edgy when Happy Gilmore was, being Happy Gilmore. Now with Happy Gilmore is normal in the world of golf, because if you sit there and pay attention to the entire movie, they all are like used to his antics. They're used to what he used to do. They even have, like they show the scene of him playing the video game where he chokes out his caddy. That's a part of the video game. Where he fights Bob Barker.
Yeah.
That's a part of the video game, because that's considered normal in Happy Gilmore land. But now it's to the extreme. We got to make everything to the extreme. It's the 2000s over again. Everything has to be extreme, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, with a lot of this, you've got they're taking pros, like they explain in the movie. They're basically severing a tendon that supposedly gives them more of a hip flex and a coil, which also would be hella useful in baseball, and softball. But it gives them more of an extension to add what Happy Gilmore did naturally. But yeah, exactly. Happy Gilmore developed it through hockey and hitting the out of a slap shot, essentially.
Because of anger.
But also, being a wannabe hockey player for years and transferring it over to the golf world. And I mean, let's be honest, a hockey puck is a lot heavier than a golf ball. So you transfer that over and all that good stuff. You've got that, but at the same time, they are used to the antics. But then again, over what I think they said, Happy has like 5 or 6 gold jackets.
Yeah, I think he went until what was it, 2007 or 8, when his wife passed away.
Yeah, when he hit the ball and accidentally smashed her in the forehead.
Like how many like sequels and requels have we been a part of where the significant other passes away, and then they fall on hard times because they lost them, and they got to go out and prove themselves again. It's very anecdotal at this point, where it's just like and I didn't even feel like this movie, as much golf as it's in this movie, I didn't even feel like there was much golf in this movie. It was a parody of golf.
I mean, the one kind of complaint.
I think with all the cameos, it did feel like a parody movie to me.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the few complaints that I would have is that the mini 9 holes or whatever they did with Eric Andre
7.
and the other 2. Okay,
oh, yeah,
7
yes,
holes.
yes. Megan. No, it was a 9-hole tournament with Megan Quayle. What's his name? And another dude, where they crashed into the carts.
That felt more ripped from Jackass to me. ripped straight out of Jackass. Because I mean, they do crash a couple of golf carts into each other on a golf, and all that.
I also
because Happy's too drunk.
Yeah.
But
that was another thing I got over quick was how drunk he was all the time.
Yeah, I didn't like the whole point of the wife passing, leading into being a severe alcoholic, and then having to come back from that, and then I have a little mishap. The Ben Stiller thing, being the leader of the AA class, was okay.
I thought that was decent.
Maybe this story would have been okay, and I know this is coming from somebody who just adores this man. But I really do think if his comedy was updated just a little bit, I think it would. I think the story probably could have worked. And when
you know what we didn't get in this movie was an angry Adam Sandler moment. You know how in every movie he does, it's like, "Why don't you go to your home?" We didn't get that in this movie at all. He was just sad and pathetic for most of the movie.
Well, I would probably say the scene where him and his kids beat the car.
That, and then him wanting to go after Eminem, or Jackass, too, but can't.
And even that was a forced scene.
Yeah.
Where he falls in the water, the alligators all in. Who gives? Like a lot of this movie. Don't get me wrong, I chuckled a few times. I probably had more fun with this movie than Juan did, but I didn't. I walked in this movie with very. I'm talking low rotten tomato meter feelings. Like I walked in here thinking this movie's going to be a piece of shit. It's going to be a nostalgia ride, and they're going to try to keep us on that nostalgia ride by bringing up, "Oh, remember this?" And I was right. They did that. Hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? And I think the main reason why Julie Bowden's character survived is if she went on Modern Family as the mother, there would have been no Julie Bowden's character in this movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Believe it or not, she's more of a household name than 90% of the people that were in the movie, because a lot of people now know her as the mother from Modern Family.
And that kind of baffled me about why she didn't have maybe like see in the movie why she didn't have a bigger role, but yeah,
the entire character of Chubb's son could have been completely cut, and I wouldn't have missed it. His kid, whenever they introduced his kid, like, what the hell is this crap? Like, seriously, you could tell everything was fake. Everything just was hokey. All the scenes together with him and Adam Sandler were just schlocky and very just like, I had to suspend my disbelief beyond the point of belief where I was like, come on, man, this is taking me out.
I felt that way about him in the scenes with Bad Bunny.
I thought those were a little bit better.
I will say I feel like Bad Bunny stole the show a lot, to be on, even with Adam Sandler in there.
His scenes weren't distracting to me, but I won't agree that he stole the show. But I will agree that they weren't as distracting as everybody else. Because every time you cut to a new scene, in my mind, I don't know if this is my thought process only, or even if you guys went through this thought process, that every time we cut to a new scene, what new cameo is going to be in that scene? Who, we have a person playing a golf. They're just a cash, but they happen to be a funny celebrity, and stuff like that. And that's what threw me off a lot, was every scene change we got, it became a who's who of, well, who in the hell is this? And why are they there? Oh, that's Adam Sandler's buddy from this. And then, I remember, blah, blah, blah. And then it just throws you out of the movie to the point of distraction. To where if they were just stuck with their background actors, I didn't need, a bunch of callbacks, 50 different Adam Sandler movies that he's done. Some of them were appropriate, but I didn't need, every. Remember him from Billy Madison? He's in this too. I'm like, who gives a shit? This is Happy Gilmore. Just give me Happy.
But same thing with like the guy who is the IRS guy, and now he's a lawyer. Like,
yeah, exactly. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They even had to give us a flashback to remind us of who he was. That should tell you right there that his character is irrelevant to the entire plot of the story. But it was just a callback to bring back somebody from the first movie.
Give me slapstick Adam Sandler funny. That's fine. I still laughed my ass off when I watched Billy Madison earlier this week. But give it to me at an hour and 20 to an hour and 29 minutes, and I'm fine.
I don't know if you guys can agree with this.
2 hours is a little too much.
I don't know if you guys can agree with this or not. To me, the best cameo person or the person that has a cameo role or whatever role is MJF. MJF from AEW was the only one that, to me, did not feel out of place over all the rest of them.
He did tear it up. I thought he did great, honestly. And wouldn't.
And that's not my bias against wrestling. I thought he did a phenomenal job. I thought, he played an angry, younger version of Adam Sandler's son beautifully. But him and maybe even some of Julie Bowden's scenes were the only things that weren't distracting. Everything else was a distraction. It was like a remember this, this is their kid, remember this is their daughter, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
I got to say that Shooter was honestly one of my favorite parts.
Oh, dude. Chris McDonald knocked this out of the park.
Yeah.
I like my pancakes. Could I have more pancakes?
and I think a lot of his comedy, but yet a lot of his just chemistry with Sandler was probably still. I wish the movie would have focused more on them two, more than it did.
But here's the thing: I grew up with the Addams original. I'm a 43-year-old man. If you ask anybody about Happy Gilmore, 99% of the time, if they don't talk about Adam Sandler, they're going to talk about Shooter McGavin. That's who they know. That is like an iconic character out of cinema completely.
Yeah,
Shooter McGavin.
I mean, he's even in some of the PGA video games.
He is. He's done commercials for him to let him know that Shooter McGavin's in this game.
Yeah, like he is a legit but the way he was able to bring that character back, I thought, to me, he's the actor who stole the show. If I'm picking anybody,
he came back completely deranged.
Yeah,
and admittedly so.
If I'm picking anybody besides Sandler, and honestly, that's not Sandler, I'm going with Shooter.
Yeah,
Shooter McGavin stole the show. Like, he was straight up nuts, and you expected him to be kind of nuts because that's how he was in the original. He just didn't have that label. And whenever he was doing it in the original, it was considered kind of normal. He was protecting the sport. But then once you got past that protection of sport, he was kind of a psychopath. He was really, truly a psychotic psychopath that just happened to play golf. And Christopher McDonald played that beautifully.
Yeah,
and there's not a movie role that I've ever seen with Christopher McDonald that I did not hate him in when he was a villain.
Yeah, that's another thing I liked about this movie, how they didn't focus solely on him being the villain. It was kind of teasing that, but then it led up to being like, hey, man, Shooter is our savior, like it or not.
Shooter was the guy that brought Happy back, because without Shooter, like the whole, don't get me wrong, some of the anecdotal drinking scenes where Sandler was drinking out of different things, I found funny. But then by the end of everything, whenever the daughter was fine and everything, it just became sad. It just became sad.
Yeah.
And if
his daughter,
that off,
I thought his daughter was done beautiful work. I thought she was very good in this role.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would have told me that her or the person at the AA meeting was his daughters, I would have never believed you, because they do not look nothing like him. They're actually beautiful, which is weird saying that Adam Sandler's daughters grew up to be very beautiful when he's a very kind of plain and kind of human being in real life. But I guess that's what happens whenever you marry into good genes and your pocketbook takes over.
Yeah. No,
the Rob Schneider clip where his little cameo I thought was hilarious.
The "You Can Do It."
Yeah, whenever he's riding the tricycle through the water fountain, he's like, "You can do it!" And I thought that was funny. That was a funny part to me. But there were just too many forced laughs, and a lot of this movie was very uncomfortable because last time we seen our hero, being happy, he wasn't a drunken mess.
Yeah.
And it took him 30 minutes, a legit 30 minutes to explain why he is this person he is nowadays. And we could have shaved that off in 15 minutes. We could have had a quick recap.
Yeah, I also think that the way the movie goes to the way the movie ended, I'm also like really highly disappointed because again, he gets his sobriety coin stolen and they're like, what do you hear? Hey, that's Mr. Gilmore's. The exact same thing called back from the first movie. I'm like, come on, guys.
But see, the thing about sequels, reboots, requels, whatever the hell you want to call them nowadays, is that they have to appeal, depending on how long. This one, the original came out in what, 1994, 1995, or 6?
Yeah.
We have 30 years of history that we have to try to relate in a 90-minute time span. And what they tried to do was they added too much in that 90-minute time span, which was just excess fat. Could you have kept this movie at an hour and 57 minutes? Probably. But could you have knocked it down to an hour and 37 minutes? Yes. We didn't need all these different cameos of all these different people saying stupid lines that, are just callbacks to stupid shit. We didn't need all these other golfers that are in the movies just to have golfers in the movie to say certain lines. A lot of this mess. We could have trimmed this down to an hour and 37 minutes. Happy's a drunk. Happy lost his wife. Happy needs to earn some more money. Happy and tempted by this other company to come join them. Happy joins the PGA to take on this other company. That's it. We didn't need any of that other fill-in bullshit. We didn't need Travis Kelce's cameo whatsoever.
Look, Taylor Swift paid a lot for that. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Hey. Well, I've even read that Nikki Bella was in the movie way more. She had speaking lines, and she was like, everybody that was there that day, we probably spent like a day or two working on all the scenes that we were in. And when you watch the movie, we're not even in 30 seconds of the movie.
So the reason she wasn't put in there is she apparently acted extremely diva-ish on set, very, very, I need to be taken care of and all that stuff. And that's why she just gets to turn around in the movie and that's it.
Here's the thing. I didn't even see her scene. I must have missed it.
She was Becky's caddy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Flex. She was
Flex's caddy. I wish Becky was in it more. I found her very appealing.
See, that's the whole thing because I feel like they should have expanded on the Maxi League a lot more.
It should have been more of a focal point than an end point.
You barely get to meet Haley Joel Osment's character, let alone anybody else.
That's
what I mean.
That's where this movie gets a big thumbs down, is because it focuses way too much on cheap cameos than character development.
Well, here's the thing that I interpreted. It's so very front loaded with what Happy needs to do to win, to overcome, and what his trials and tribulations from the last time we've seen him were, that by the time we got to the Maxi League in the middle of the movie, where I'm sitting there talking, we don't really find out who is a part of the Maxi League until about an hour and 10 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
We're already about 60% into this movie, and we still know who our villains are.
That's another. Go ahead.
I was about to say it's like Kid Cudi, like he's in there for what? Oh, my name is 8 Ball now. My name's 8 Ball now, and then they're like, "Well, but you were his roommate back in college." Oh shit! Hey, say what's up for him to me. Yeah. My name's 8 Ball though. It's like
there was too much. There was too much bullshit cameo lineage to sit there and it'd be like. I get Adam Sandler likes to hire his friends and people he's associated with over his career and bring them in and do movies with him. I get that. I completely get that. If I can make a movie and bring my friends in, but the thing is, you got to sit there and go, do my people that want to watch this really care if I bring in such and such person as a, you know who I liked, one of the cameos I liked was the guy that played Drew Barrymore's dad in 50 First Dates. I loved his little beach cameo. I loved it was stupid, but it made sense.
But see, cameos
Eminem's
like
cameo,
that,
I could care less.
Cameos like that made sense. He's used a cameo from Eminem before in Funny People. So cameos like that make sense to me because he did cameos all the way back in Billy Madison with his SNL buddies, or Happy Gilmore 1 with his SNL buddies.
Yeah,
But
with like
it's the
Chris Farley and
right,
stuff like that.
It's the cameos we want to see, not Travis Kelce, not Bad Bunny. Bring me a funny Kevin James to be the caddy. You know?
Why couldn't Rob Schneider be a character and be the caddy? Why?
Or David Spade. I mean,
exactly. Where the hell was David Spade during this movie?
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Hook him up to the Joe Dirt, you know, and I don't know, something like that. Or hell, have Eminem be the caddy and be an asshole to Adam Sandler and eventually piss him off enough to where they fight like I don't know.
He ends up. It would make sense for him to choke his caddy out if his caddy was an asshole to him the entire time. Well, no, you need to hit the ball with this club. No, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for years. No, you don't know what you're talking about, jackass. And you could have tied it in like that,
right?
You know.
I don't even think like if this
too many people had too many one-liners in this movie that did not need to be had.
If this was,
oh my God, he's covered me in honey.
If this was the test bait of his original movies getting a sequel, I would say it failed, and I don't want to see another sequel.
But 47
I will disagree.
Views as
even though
I'm going to say okay.
Even though
as many problems as I have with this movie, it succeeded to the point that it needed to. That's all it needed to do was to be a decent Happy Gilmore sequel, and it was that. That's all you could ask for.
In my eyes, it's not decent. That's just my opinion. But it looks like the numbers did so well that we're getting a Grown Ups 3. So.
Come on, man! Those movies I legit those movies I legit hated. His movie, The Ridiculous Six. Do you guys remember that movie, The Ridiculous Six?
No, because I
thought that movie.
I watched it once and turned it off. It was horrible.
Dude, I thought that movie was hilarious. I don't know why, but I thought having Rob Schneider, Tyler Lautner, and other people as cowboys, it just made me laugh. I don't know why.
That's just Sandler trying to do what he can to be. Don't get me wrong. I know I know he loves Mel Brooks, and that movie was nothing but paying homage to Mel Brooks. But no, stop. And I think Grown Ups.
Let me ask you this question:
Grown Ups 3 or Hoobie Halloween 2 is his next.
Let me ask you this question: Netflix loads a truck full of $250,000 or $250 million in front of your house. It says, "Make us 6 movies." What are you going to do?
That's what he's doing. But
I mean, shit.
I'm surprised we didn't get a.
Not 6
I'm surprised.
Great movies.
Exactly. They just said we want 6 Adam Sandler movies. That's all they wanted was 6 Adam Sandler movies. Did they get their butt? Did they get what they paid for? Of course. Are they just now seeing returns on it? Yes. Because Happy Gilmore 2, out of all those movies he put out, we're not talking about Uncut Gems and stuff like that. Those were put out through Netflix. We're talking about his Netflix exclusive, like the spy movies he did. I've never seen the spy movies he did with Jennifer Aniston. I never seen it, either of them. Murder Mystery, whatever the hell they're called. I never seen either of them. I didn't care to, because by the time I got to like Big Daddy and even Mr. Deeds, I was kind of over Sandler. Sandler's comedy was just kind of too juvenile and too I can probably watch Billy Madison now and cringe through probably 90% of that movie.
The last Netflix movie he did that I thought was horrible was Spaceman, that came out last
Never
year.
seen it.
Leo, the animated movie about the reptile, was okay.
Never seen it.
The last one that I thought was honestly pretty decent was You Are Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. That was an
Never seen it.
hour. That was an hour and 40 minutes. To me, that was a pretty decent movie. We covered this a few years ago. Hustle, the basketball movie he did, I thought that was really good. And then you go
That's
back
my
to, like,
boy.
and then you go back to like Murder Mystery 2, Murder Mystery 1, Hoobie Halloween. Yeah. So
And I never seen
Benny
any of them.
Benny Safdie also, I think he did a really good job in this movie. So
Who's that?
Benny Safdie, he was the guy who played the rich guy starting up the league.
Oh, he was all right. I found his gingivitis story, his ass breath,
Yeah.
and all that stupid storyline to be fucking. I'm sorry. I found it just to be stupid as all get out.
Honestly, Sacha Baron Cohen could have pulled that role off a little bit better.
He's working with the Safdie brothers as like directors. He's worked with them before with A24. I think he's doing another A24 movie with the Safdie brothers. So I think that relationship is growing, and I think that's good. He was so close to an Oscar nomination a few years ago. I think that's what he's like still trying to go through with these Safdie brothers doing these serious movies. So we'll see. But I think it would be okay that we can talk maybe a favorite scene. Ed, you got a favorite scene?
Honestly, I know y'all are probably going to be like, "Are you fucking serious?" But the one at the end with Eminem and the 4 kids, because I mean, honestly, it gave them a little bit extra to kind of do something with another character that wasn't just Sandler, and I thought that was great. The AA meetings were funny, but
I don't agree, but
yeah.
If I had to pick a favorite scene, I think I'm only probably gonna have just maybe like one or two. But I thought the fight with Shooter in the cemetery was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then
I just thought it was too convenient because of all the coffins that were around. You know what I mean? Like
that true. That too.
he tackles him, and there's Bob Barker's. He tackles him over this way. There's his ex-wife. He tackles him over this way. There's that person. You're like,
there's Chubbs. Like the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, whatever.
The scene though where he's trying out golf for the first time in the 3-way, I thought that was okay. Because you also have a few more cameos from those guys there. Margaret Qualley, Eric Andre, and Martin Hirolfi. That little quadruple 3-way of him trying golf out again was pretty cool. So those would be my favorite scenes. Jay, what about you?
My favorite scene was the parole scene with Shooter McGavin. Like how he plays it so damn cool. Like he's all like, yeah, I can go out there and do this. Yeah, I can go out there and be this society again. And they're like, well, what about Happy Gilmore's like, Gilmore? And he just shit, like his whole attitude just shifts. And he's like, I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. And they're like, he's not ready. He is definitely not ready to be out there on his own. And the people pick him, the medics pick him up, take him out. He's screaming, Gilmore! And then he gets out. And then he becomes Gilmore's buddy, which I thought was great, actually, because him and Happy Gilmore, as much as they hate each other, they're very similar.
I love the if I had to say my favorite one-liner, it was where the parole board guy lets all of the patients or whatever you want to say just go. He's just like, you're all free to go. And they just run out. I'm just like, dude, if that actually happened where one of these guys just lets all these, anger patients out, that would be just, oh my gosh. But
in the weird sense of humor way, that has actually happened before. We our mental health state of affairs. They have let very dangerous people out back into society because they don't want to sit there and be labeled something that they're, oh, you guys are prejudiced because of this, or you're this because of this. Well, you know what? We're going to sit there and be like, just because he murdered his whole family and dog, we're just going to let him out because he's fit for today's society.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Excuse me. Star rating.
Shooter should have never gotten out.
1 out of 5. Go first.
2.5 out of 5. I mean,
Nice.
it's not a great movie. It's something if you just want to
enjoyed
watch. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, for it to be a bit better, I'd want to be expanding upon the Maxi League, those competitors, because it only gives you one person's story in partial form. It would have been cool to get Flex and 8 Ball and the rest of them. I don't even remember the other two that much, to be honest. And I watched this not even 48 hours ago.
It would have been better. It would have been better if they were given more screen time instead of because like I said, they don't come in until the hour and 10-minute mark.
Well,
hour and 20?
It's not even more screen time. Well, it is more screen time, but even a little bit more of an introduction, Justin. Hey, this dude over here, his name is John. John swings very far. That's all you get. It's like, oh, this is Happy Gilmore. He did a slap shot kind of thing. He can do some stuff like this. Just watch him, and then
when you got a whole team of Happy Gilmores, but when you got a whole team of Happy Gilmores, what's it matter? You got to find some other way to overcome through strategy or ingenuity, not pure stroke power or anything like that, which they depended on in this movie. Like, oh, Happy has hit 500. They all can hit 500. Happy's going to hit 500. It's one of those. Is there anything else Happy can do to overcome?
I mean, don't get me wrong. If he snipped that, tendon, he'd have a lot more stroke power as well, dude.
He'd probably have about 700. I'd give him 700 yards compared to everybody else's 500 because he could already do the 500. Because it's shown in the movie, he can do the 500 when he focuses.
Actually, I think it was over 6, to be honest. Because, I mean, his stroke power was up there with the best. Probably one of the best stroke powers out there.
I can't believe we're talking about stroke powers. My star rating is going to be a 1.5. I thought it was too lengthy. I thought it was a little too many callbacks. I thought it was... just a little too much. It made me chuckle maybe once or twice. I wish it was a little bit more wholeheartsome Sandler shooter. Yeah, but I just felt like too many people had their hands in the pot more than Adam Sandler should have. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5 out of 5.
I can see it.
Yeah,
but
that's my rating, 1.5. So, Jay, what about you? Technical difficulties. Jay, you there? Hello.
You there, bud?
I think we lost Jay.
Uh-oh.
Terrific. No. the Happy Madison. We can't get on.
Oh man. But yeah, in all sense, nostalgia, nepotism, and straight up just cameo explains this whole movie. It's okay. It's worth watching, but it's not going to be your favorite film. It's not. Even, as this guy right there is one of the Jay said he can't get back in due to technical difficulties. He gives the movie a 2 out of 5. But yeah, it like I said, Nepo, nostalgia, cameo is good for a one shot, but probably not going to be your favorite movie of the season, let alone the summer, let alone of the year. This guy is a huge Sandler fan, and I mean, he's disappointed in it. Not even okay, he's disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, like that. That's pretty. Yeah. Do I think this is Sandler's worst work? I don't think it's his worst work.
No, it's definitely not his worst, but it's
I
not his
think
best
this.
either.
No way, shape, or form. I think this was just, like you said earlier, kind of testing the waters to see what he may or may not have to tweak. And I think he has a lot of tweaking to do.
Yeah. Jay, you
Unlike
there?
the people on 74th and May. They're already doing a lot of tweaking over there. So
Yeah. So it looks like Jay's out for the day. We're about to head out too, guys. That's our review of Happy Gilmore 2. Go take your own shot at it. Go check it out on Netflix. Let us know what you think of it. We have our 7th year anniversary episode coming up real soon. Third week of September is going to be our 7th year going into podcasting. Ed, I can't wait to discuss what that episode is going to be with you. It's only me and you are going to know what this movie is. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to let Jay and Zach know if they want to hop on. They can hop on. They can strap down like if it's one of the Red Rocketeer Rooster roller coasters.
use some of their stroke power to get the movie off and running, you know?
We August is going to be a fun year, a fun season. I don't have the posters for every movie, but next week we're talking about the new horror movie Weapons, which is in theaters starting this Friday, August the 8th. So that's what is on board for next Tuesday. And then after that, August the 19th. So Weapons is going to be Tuesday, August the 12th. Tuesday, August 19th, we are doing the 50th anniversary of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That turns 50 this year, Jack Nicholson. So that's what we're doing on August 19th. August 26th, football season, Matthew McConaughey, they go hand in hand. We're doing We Are Marshall. Tuesday, August 26th, that continues our Matthew McConaissance this year, our theme-based year for Matthew McConaughey. August 26th, We Are Marshall. So buckle down, strap down, and then we're kicking September off. We've only done it, I believe, twice. No, we've only done it once, a revisited episode. A couple years ago, we did a revisited episode of Psycho. So this year, for its, I believe it's 50th anniversary, we're doing a revisited episode of Jaws.
Oh, yes, it is the 50th.
Yep. So Tuesday, September 2nd, we are doing Jaws, a revisited episode that we did a few years ago. So the next few weeks are going to be super fun. I can't wait. Ed, hopefully you'll join us for a lot more coming up soon. I think probably the next time we might talk to you, if you don't see Weapons, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
So we'll see Edward on August 19th. Until then, guys, I hope you guys have a fun week. Stay cool. I can't wait to talk movies with everybody again next time. Until then, have a good week. Thanks for listening to a episode of next week. Don't forget, new episode, Weapons. So next week, SANDMAN movie podcast. Hook 'em.